I'm going to click on an image. It gets highlighted in orange, and I press spacebar on my keyboard, and that brings it up full screen. This full screen module here for QC, we call this CloseUp. And in CloseUp, you can manage all of the QC to check the quality of the retouching from pixels. So in here, there's quite a few different things that we can do. First thing, I have a little small view over here, so I don't have to go all the way back to the order view to see the other images in the order. We don't have to leave CloseUp to be able to select individual orders in here. I can also hold down the control button on my keyboard and be able to QC multiple images from an order directly at once if you're looking for consistency within a product set, which is of course very important. Looking at this image, I want to know where it came from and where it is now. So I want to see before and after. Again, I'm going to press some keyboard shortcuts. I'm just going to highlight up here at the top. We have tons of keyboard shortcuts here, and for power users like me, you guys will really enjoy using these keyboard shortcuts. It makes QC really quick. But I'm going to press W here on my keyboard, and that's going to bring the original up, and I'm going to press W again to bring the final up. And if I press them quickly, you can see a little bit of the shaping that we've done here on the pants. You can also see the color changing in the shirt that he's wearing. And of course, that's the color matching that we're talking about. You can also see up here, the final and original is what is being triggered here. I mentioned color matching earlier and how we can use a reference. You can see that this does have a color reference, and I'm going to press the C on my keyboard to trigger the color reference to show up. And here you can see the reference color that we use. It's a flat lay image like I mentioned, and you can check it against the final model image. You can do side by side, and of course you can do the overlay mode like I was showing before. And then let's say it's time to add a little bit of comments to an image. Let's say we want to find something that we didn't do correctly, or you'd like to give us a little bit of feedback regarding the images. And I'm going to see if I can go through a couple of these images here and find something that we want to. Great, how about this one here? I'm going to make this go full screen so that you don't have to see my face, and we can look a little bit closer into our markup interface within CloseUp. First, opening up the image here, you see that we have highlighted a few different options here on the left-hand side. What we've done is we've actually taken the most commonly used words for rejections over the past year and made quick shortcuts for each one of these. So things like removing something, smoothing, cleaning, straightening, reducing, shaping, or restoring something back to its original state. And in here, what I can do is I can click on any one of these, and if we wanted to, I'm going to use for demonstrative purposes here, but we could remove, let's say we want to remove the zipper. I personally don't, but it's just an idea of how to use this tool. Maybe we wanted to straighten the line of the pants a little bit, or reduce some of the folds that we have here on the shirt. It makes it really quick and easy for you to choose an option here and then go ahead and highlight it in here. All of these are keyboard shortcuts as well, so you can see the little tool tips on here. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and pick one right away. So again, for power users who love those shortcuts, this is also a quick, easy way to work. While you can do that with drawing, you also have the ability to do it with a line tool as well, to draw a straight line. That can be super helpful when you're talking about shaping or straightening something. You also can zoom in, zoom out, erase markups, pan. You can actually check color codes as well. This is helpful if you have a certain background color that you potentially need for your website. You are able to validate that quickly here within CloseUp as well. And you can also change the background color that you QC against. So if you do have a background color that you do have on your website, you can actually set that background color to QC to see how the image would look on your website as well. Just a couple tools that we have to make sure that QCing your images is as easy as possible within the Pixels platform. I'll highlight just a few other things inside here. Before and after, you still have the ability to check that within here. So if you actually wanted to know, like we do have this restore option here. If you did want to know what this looked like before, that same W key that we pressed when looking in close-up, you can press it and hold it down in the rejection tool as well. And I can see the before and after. So if I wanted to bring these wrinkles here back for some reason, I now know where they were, and I can circle them and use the restore function as well. Now here's some functions down over here. We do have the ability to save this comment, so I can save everything that I've done and revisit it later, or I can go ahead and reject, and that's going to go straight into production, where a Pixels team member is going to look at your rejection comments, classify them, and then send them into production to be amended. In this case, I want to show you how easy it is to save a comment, because if you're like me, you like to go through an order first and give it a cursory glance. Maybe you see something that potentially was done incorrectly, but you want to come back to it later to actually make that decision before you send it to production. So by saving that comment, I do have here, now I can see those same remove, straighten, reduce, and restore markups that I did before here on the image in close-up when I'm able to go through images. And I can also see here that I have 3 other images in this order. By clicking on the 3, I can see 3 different images in here that have comments. And from here, I can look at it and say, I can see my remove, my straighten. I can click on it to make it come to full screen. I can edit it, I can delete it, or I can choose to send it to production as well. And so you can get a good overview of everything within your order and then make some decisions from the perspective of, after seeing the entire order, of whether or not you want to amend any of these comments, the comments potentially aren't relevant anymore, or send them to production to be fixed. And in this case, I'm just going to leave them as they are.